Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes, shoeies and shoeettes. Welcome. Good to see you all once again. I hope that everybody's doing amazing this morning. It is August 4th, 2025. And we're getting started, bro. Good morning, familia. Welcome back to the David channel. Today's pre-market is bouncing back after that ugly sell-off on Friday. We gotta take a look at the stock market heat map, bro, and see what's happening and what is happening pre-market, bro. So let's go ahead and get some music in the background while we start to review everything and anything before the market opens. It's about to open actually in 11 minutes. So let's get it, my bros. Okay, here we go. So S&P 500 0.6%. Futures are actually looking green. Interesting. The Nasdaq 0.6% to the upside, and the Dow Jones 0.5% to the upside. But don't forget, guys, Friday was ugly. The jobs data came in way cooler than expected, and investors freaked out. Now we're in a bounce back mode, so yields are creeping up though. 10-year at 4.25%, 2-year at 3.73%, and Trump's back in the headlines. He's expected to announce 2 new appointees, a new Fed governor and a new labor stats chief, which could seriously shift how the Fed plays the rest of the year. Quick quote from Deutsche Bank: markets might need some physio this week. Honestly, August is coming in hot. Now let's get to the headlines. Palantir, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm actually gonna drop a video about this, but Palantir just secured a $10 billion army contract, and that's not a typo. $10 billion. They're unifying a bunch of smaller military software contracts into one giant deal. It runs until 2035 and could reshape how the army uses data. Palantir reports earnings later today. You better believe this is gonna move the stock. Now let's go to the top movers, biggest gainers. One is COMScope, 79% up. Got bought out by Amphenol for $10.5 billion. BLD up 20%. Joby might acquire Blade, New York City Air Routes plus medical logistics. The next one will be Spotify. Spotify went up 5%, raising subscriptions prices globally to boost margins. And REPL negative 38%. FDA rejected their cancer treatment RP1, and the stock tanked. Let me know in the chat if you're watching any of these or planning to jump in. I actually want to take a look at Spotify. Spotify was too high, bro, but let's see what it's doing right now. If you have any questions, any suggestions, go ahead and submit them right now, bro. Spotify from 627. This pullback that we had last week was definitely needed. Now back to 659. Previous resistance becoming support. Actually went a little bit lower than that, but yeah. I mean, I would say it still may, I don't know. Well, the 2 pulse later on the daily was showing us that we could have been getting to buying territory. But I could have expected a little bit lower. But anyways, moving forward, let's get to Lyft and Baidu autonomous deal. So this one flew under the radar. Lyft is partnering with Baidu to roll out autonomous robotaxis in Europe by 2026. They're starting in Germany and the UK and using Baidu's Apollo Go vehicles. Lyft is leveraging their Free Now acquisition to break into the AV game overseas. Meanwhile, Uber is pushing robotaxis in the US with Waymo, but no EU presence yet. Lyft might beat them there. Lyft is up nearly 4% pre-market. Take a look at Lyft. Oh, look at that. I actually thought this could have gone lower, man. Yeah, got this flag. We broke out of here. Yeah. It's looking like it could have gone way lower, and it still can. So I definitely want to watch out for it. For this, there's great opportunities for upside. Dan Ives has a target of $50. So one more retest. I think this pullback is what we were waiting for, guys. This is the last one before. They're saying that 2026 is going to be the best year economically. But I know there's a lot of tensions happening in the world right now, guys. Okay. Segment number 5. We're going to talk about Tesla. News always brings drama, bro. They just gave Elon Musk 96 million restricted shares in a new compensation deal. But here's the twist. He can't sell them for 5 years, and it only vests if he stays through 2027. This comes after a $50 billion package was struck down by a judge earlier this year. But Tesla's basically saying a deal is a deal. Stock is up 2.7% pre-market, trading around $302. Let's take a look at Tesla, guys. And yeah, we are at 309 right now. The 2-pull oscillator on the weekly showed me that yes, we can go up. Let's look at the monthly. Monthly is still sideways. And the daily still sideways. Yeah, we gotta get out of here, either up or down. It doesn't matter. I want to see more action than this. If we get to break this trend line, good. If we get to go lower than this, then even better, bro. Whatever. We'll capitalize on the opportunity. And earnings and data to watch. Earnings this week. Palantir reports today, guys. AMD and Pfizer tomorrow. And Disney drops on Wednesday. Economic calendar is light. Today we'll get factory orders. Expect to drop about 5% after a huge 8.2% last month. Dímelo Justinify. Dímelo Happy Monday. Dímelo Dennis Simpson. I remind you of Youngblood. Do I remind you of Joe from Stranger Things? Of Youngblood. Hey, he's talented, bro. Very, very talented. What do you think? Is Youngblood talented? So the DXY 98.63. After last week's amazing push-up, we have to back down. Higher highs. Now we're looking for higher lows. I expect this week for the DXY to actually drop a little bit more to this 97.49, and I'm gonna consider buys after that. Hopefully that's the case. Is the hair? Oh, thank you, bro. I actually got so I had longer hair. I just recently cut it, so thank you for that, I guess. Dímelo Div, how you doing, my bro? Doing good? You just subscribed, Silas. Thank you very much. He is Ozzy's son. Do you think that he is legitimately his son? Bro, this one, Dow Jones, DJI, looking a little bit weak. But we already talked about it a few weeks late before. We had the double top, had to go down. Now we got a triple top. Even though this zone is getting weaker. Let me see if I get my arrow. Even though this zone is getting weaker, we have to potentially look for a support to get a little bit of more strength to break it. We gotta break it. We can go higher, definitely. SPX 6,238. We broke the resistance and now retesting the broken resistance. Hopefully it will become a support. Nasdaq, we reach a Fibonacci level. Very, very key, very important. We're trying to break it, 95.47. I think a support will be needed before we can break up. US 100, 22,970. Same case. And let's take a look at gold. 3,374. Wow, gold can actually push higher, guys. Oof, gold might be creating higher highs. If we get to break out of this resistance, bro, gold is going to 4K. No, I know he is. From his first wife before Sharon. Sharon! You're welcome, bro. You're welcome. By the way, if you guys have any recommendations, stocks, or companies you want me to review, just submit them. We'll take a look at. And if you become a member or do super chats, I'll give you priority. And hey, you can even join our Discord. I got 2 Discords. One is for gaming, and the other one is for anything related to stocks, crypto, or even anything music related. Discord.gg/David is gonna be the one for gaming. Sharon, I'm so confused. Bro, man, the show he had, it was awesome, bro. He was such a personality, bro. See, bro, that's crazy. Bitcoin right now, bro, we are at 114K. We're revisiting a trend line we haven't revisited for a while. Let's see what happens here. This is an interesting turning point because basically this here is a strong resistance now becoming a strong support. So I want to keep an eye on this, bro. Look at that. Perfect. Now we got to see what will happen here, which I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. There you go. See, strong consolidation. Broke out from the consolidation. I want to see what happens. I like this bullish engulfing. So Ethereum 3,500. Bro, I called it out, bro. I was like, I'm gonna get out of Ethereum for a little bit until we get better prices. Yeah. And we had a bearish engulfing, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4 times we revisited this zone. 4K. XRP is at $3. Still in a downward channel, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this as well. So XRP, look here. There you go. That's what I wanted. Still in a downward channel. Let's see what happens there. And let's take a look at stock market heat map because the market has opened, guys. Sharon. So we're actually a little bit green. Look, Nvidia green, Apple green, AMD green, Palantir is green, Amazon green, Disney is green. A lot of things are green and gray. So let's take a look at some of the items that I'm actually keeping an eye on. Like, for example, Rivian, 1256. I want to see this go up, bro. I think Rivian has great opportunities, but we'll have to wait and find out. SCNS. Ooh, that candle from last week. That's a great rejection candle, bro. So basically, the buyers are saying, nah, has to be above 47 cents. This is a penny stock I've been keeping an eye for years. Hopefully, we'll get some good numbers now that we're in the European market. Literally, bro, look at this. The date that we have for the European market, that's when it started to reject that zone. Interesting. NIO for 80s. Chinese company. Let's see what else we got. Significant numbers. Spotify, 6.8%. Look at that. Spotify. Let's see if it breaks that trend line. They're raising the prices now. Disney, like as I mentioned, it was going up. So let's look at the monthly candles. Yeah, Disney still has opportunity to break higher. I think it's gonna do it, guys. I think we're gonna go higher. Disney seems like it. Tesla 1.5% to the upside. Starting the month in the green. Let's look at Apple. Apple monthly candle. Ooh, a little bit reddish. Ooh, it wasn't good. Look at that. That resistance was tough. 205. And they had good earnings. Earnings was 9.18% higher, and the revenue 4.47 billion higher. So any drop is gonna be a drop opportunity. I will say, bro, if this goes lower than 190s, this is gonna be a discount. And the DXY still in the red. Sir, look at that. Bro, this was the NFP and I totally got out. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna risk this. Look at that. That was NFP. That was NFP. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna stay in anything related to the dollar. Look at this. Auto USD, NFP. Look at that. And I got out, bro. I was like, no, I don't know if I got out in the perfect time. I got out here, bro. Perfect timing, bro. And then it just shot up. The same for UEP USD, you can see. NFP. USD JPY. NFP. Look at that. That's why news are the higher, like the catalyst, the biggest catalyst, bro. Am I teaching or boosting? None. If I were teaching, I will be explaining too much. I'm actually reviewing the news and reviewing the charts personally for myself. So boosting, I don't do that, bro. I only can consider companies that I like what they bring to the table. And if I were to look at the dollar, that's something that I can't even control, bro. This is macroeconomics. This is nothing. Like, we are little fishes in a big pond. And with crypto, I just like looking at crypto. Right now, crypto is like not looking that beautiful, but gotta wait and find out. But to answer organic, none. Like, for example, for me, SENS, I believe in this company, bro. I believe there's high potential here. So I like what I know about this company. I just need some good numbers, and we already got some targets. So for example, I go to an article, I review it, right? And I may see, like, for example, TD Cowen has a target 125. So I just go over here and I add it. That's it. That's all I do. Lab is actually doing good. 138. Look at that. Whew. Retested the highs again. Rolls Royce 1429. 1448 actually. Wow. And we got in over here at 150s. Crazy. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I think we covered a lot today. So, alright, that wraps up today's pre-market breakdown. Let me know in the chat which stock are you watching this week, in the start of an August rally or a bull trap. And if you're still here, hit that like, share the stream, and tap the bell icon for tomorrow's show. Check out my music too. Link is in the description. Peace, profits, and pineapples. King David is out. We do the videos con mucho amor. Let's go! Oh, Justinify. OMI got added to Binance Wallet. Not massive news, but maybe Vivi will come back someday. Hey, bro. Hey. I know I said goodbye, but I actually got my OMI finally, bro. Let me look at OMI USD, bro. Let's see what we got, bro. Bro, you got me there, bro. Wait, OMI is not here? Oh, because I'm looking at stocks. You call me USD. Let's see. Bro, I actually got it all back, bro. I'm happy about that too. This is not looking better. Why am I? USD. Let's see if Gate.io. Yeah, this one has more information. Bro, this one, why is OMI so dead, bro? I wish it can come back, bro. Why am I super oversold on the monthly? We were oversold over here in the weekly, and we're still going lower. Yeah, this one. It needs some action, bro. They need to burn OMIs or something. Was yours big forex? Yeah, bro. Yeah, I actually was able to take it out. It took me a while, like months, to get it out. Maybe OMI has no real utility. I did notice they are still selling out of drops, like a recent comic they sold, but it's not like the old days. Nah, because the old days it was like the first NFTs in the platform, and now it's like they keep on coming and coming and coming. It's like I think it can get more valuable, but like I said, like they need to burn OMI. It's not like the good old days. True. I gotta catch up once again with those and see what's up. But anyways, we're gonna leave it there. We do the videos con mucho amor, and as always, have a beautiful day. Let's go.